It's a hard-working cross-country bike that's a little bit angry and looking for a fight. Hi, I'm Matt with Jenson USA, and this is a 2018 Kona Hei Hei CRDL, and the CRDL stands for Carbon Deluxe, and this is kind of a quintessential Kona bike. Those guys are known for making stuff that rides a little bit more aggressive than most of their competitors, and this is no exception. Whenever I look at this bike, I would initially think cross-country racing bike. Yes, it is that, but it is also down country. Everybody's wanting to make these down country bikes, and I feel like Kona was there before that segment really existed, and so let's talk about why. They're from Ferndale, Washington, which is up near Bellingham, and it's one of the greatest places to ride that exists. And I think they've always pushed their geometry and been very proud of that because of the way that they ride up there. And this is no exception. And so what they've done, they've kind of used some elements that we're seeing now. Not a lot of cross-country bikes have a 75-degree seat tube angle, but this one does. A lot of cross-country bikes have been, hovering somewhere around 69 or 70 degrees at the head tube. This is a 68-degree head tube angle. So it's still a cross-country bike, but it gives you a little bit more capability than you might get. They always like to tuck the rear wheel. So this has a 430 millimeter chainstay. I like that feel because it just feels nimble and agile to me, and wants to come out of a corner hot, and so that makes it a lot of fun. In terms of suspension design, this isn't some super complicated, sophisticated system. It's basically a glorified single pivot with an upper link to kind of change the leverage ratio a little bit there. They've designed a little bit of flex in the seat stay, but what this does for you is it keeps things really simple. If you're out there in the muck and the mud, you're not going to have secondary pivots to worry about maintaining, and it keeps things light. And when you're only working with 100 millimeters of travel, you don't need a lot of complicated linkages. And so that's what this is. It's simple and basic and effective. It's a really fast bike. I say it's not one of those deals where we go, oh, it's 100 millimeters of travel, but it feels like a lot more. No, it feels like 100 millimeters of travel. It's there to keep you going fast. It's going to give you some comfort, give you some traction, but it's not something that's going to bail you out if you make a bad line choice. They did pair that with 120 millimeters of travel up front. So you get a little bit more party up there, and it's going to help give this bike a little bit more aggressive nature than most cross-country bikes would have. And they've also done that with the parts group. I think we talked about that Reba up front with 120. If I was going to upgrade anything, it would probably be that. I would probably go to a more burly fork, but I think this is perfectly at home on this bike and still very reasonable in terms of the value that you're getting. It's paired with a Monarch RL rear shock, which does have a lockout. You do have to reach down for it. It's not a remote. The group on here is mostly SRAM GX Eagle. They did change a few specs. One thing that I like, you get that descendant crank, because this is a burly bike that's going to get, knocked on some rocks and that kind of thing. They also, probably the coolest thing is put Guide R 4-piston brakes on here. So again, cross-country mindset, but with an edge. You get the RockShox reverb post with the new underbar 1x lever, and this thing's cool. I wasn't a fan of the old lever, but this one works very nicely. They're using their own Kona XC-BC cockpit with a Kona WTB Silverado saddle. The wheels are WTB KOM rims, and they're wrapping those in a Maxxis Ardent up front and a Maxxis Icon in the back. So I look at this bike and I go, man, at $44.99, this was a very nice deal. But we were fortunate that we got an opportunity on these, and so they're going to be $30.99 at Jenson. So for $3,100, you're getting a full carbon frame. There's no aluminum chainstay or aluminum seat stay. Everything is carbon. You're getting a really solid parts group. You're getting a bike that rides really well, that's a lot of fun. You're getting a bike that if you were riding something longer travel, but you're wanting something that feels a little bit racier, this fits the bill nicely. If you're looking to do some cross-country racing as that's growing, this is a great place to get in there. It's 27 pounds out of the box with the dropper, with tubes in the tires, with an alloy bar. It would be very easy to come in and lighten this thing up if you wanted to put some different wheels on. Obviously convert to tubeless, carbon bar here, a couple other spec changes there. So you could easily get this down in that 25-pound range. But you don't need to. It's ready to go just like it is and a lot of fun. So remember all the bikes that we ship. They come in a box where you can just pull it out, turn the bars, install some pedals, and ride in 3 minutes or less. If you have any other questions about it, reach out to one of our gear advisors. So thanks for watching the video and keep pedaling.